Well, ho, 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 and happy holidays to everyone. How are you, my friends? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. Welcome back to the show. It is I, the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live in the holiday season for a limited number of engagements. I hope you guys are doing absolutely well this wonderful evening. Thank you for coming and joining me on this impromptu live stream. If you're watching over on X, look, if you're just scrolling past and you're like, oh, it's just Bill doing a live stream, big deal. Well, let me tell you something. That's a pretty cynical attitude and not at all fit for the holiday season. But I am glad you are here. Because, folks, I am here to give to you guys on this wonderful time of the year. I wish I could do this every night, but I've got something really special lined up for y'all. Now, if you're newly subscribed and you're wondering, hey, what is this guy going on about? What is his deal? Typically, I like to live stream 5 nights a week. We talk about classic tabletop RPGs. Heck, we play classic tabletop RPGs. I have absolutely fantastic guests join me on the show from time to time. Creators of Dungeons and Dragons as it was back in 1974, all the way up to just cool folks now that I like to do collabs with and hang out, and everybody in between. That's typically what we do Monday to Friday, 5 nights a week. I've got a little side jam that I like doing with my friends Yang Yan Zhao and Dungeon Minister. We've got the Nerd Council of Doom that we like to bring to you guys. But December, I'm kind of kicking back. If you think I'm resting on my laurels, though, I'm not. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing in the background, but we'll talk about that some other time. So why then am I live streaming? Why did I say I'm not going to live stream? And here I am live streaming. Well, let me tell you about this. I wanted to give something back to you guys who've given so much to me, folks. I'm at 6,650, 70, 73, 6,673 or 74 subscribers on this channel. That is a phenomenal amount of subscribers. And I am just over the moon that you guys have chosen to spend your time watching my channel, whether it's these live streams, whether it's the interstitial newsy stuff that brought you here, however, whyever. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. But thank you doesn't quite do it, does it? No. That's right, Orbital Air. 3,300 to go at my rate. That I'm guessing 2030, maybe 2030, 2031. But we'll see. We'll see. Sorry, I'm parched. So let me tell you what we're doing tonight and 3 other nights in this month, every week. What I am going to be doing, what kind of potion am I drinking? This well, right now tonight's tonight's potion is just water. It's just good old hurricane water, if you must know. That's, by the way, that's not a euphemism for anything. It's I bought flats of bottled water because when you live in a hurricane state, you got to keep things like that handy, but it also lasts about a year, and then you got to start drinking it 6 months. But maybe I'll get a little bit more festive the closer we get. I haven't done my my holiday libations purchase yet, which I intend to do. So anyway, Um, to continue with what I was saying, I want to give back to you guys, and I kind of have a surfeit of things that I would like to give you guys. Uh, so here's the deal. Here's what we're doing tonight. One night next week, one night the week after, and one night the week after that. I'm not telling you guys what night. I'm not telling you what time. I'm not telling you, you know, you're just going to have to stay tuned in. Subscribed if you haven't already. I have some small gifts, tokens of appreciation that I would like to give to one of you good folk out there watching one of these live streams. Now, one thing I can tell you is, as much as it might hurt my content, I'm probably not going to leave this live stream up after the holidays. These 4 live streams, once they're done, with the exception of the Christmas night when, so I'll say these 3 live streams, I will probably just delete on them. But anyway, so here's what we're going to do tonight. If you are sitting out there in the audience and you're subscribed to this channel, if you are interested in having a shot at tonight's gift, don't do it yet. I'm just saying, I'm gonna set the time when we're gonna do this, because there's people that you might come in a little bit later, and I want you to have a crack at this. If you're over there quietly watching on X, you feel free to participate. This isn't just for people watching me on YouTube. This is, if you're on X and you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, I want you to chime in. But I'm going to say, at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to ask everyone who's interested in being entered in the drawing, which we will do tonight, to let me know. I will say, type a phrase, I will tell you what it is. Type that in to the live chat, whether you're over on Twitter, whether you're over here on YouTube. And then I will make one more call at the quarter of the hour, and then at the top of the hour, just before I wrap, because I'm not sitting here all night. I'm not doing this till midnight or whatever. At the top of the hour, so basically between the quarter hour and the top of the hour, actually between the half hour and the top of the hour, I'm going to take all those names, knock together a list real quick, and I'll number it. And then I'm going to use a die roller. If there's exactly 30 of you, I'll roll a D30. If there's 27 of you, I'll use our Discord die roller, because it'll take anything. I can roll 1D27, and before anybody asks, no, I don't have DCC dice to hand. I will show you guys a screenshot, just so there is no question of like, oh, he's just picking somebody he wants to have it. It is truly random. It is truly random. Bob Schultz, be sure to drink your Ovaltine. A crummy commercial. I'm sorry you keep losing audio, Robert. I apologize for that. But you guys just give me the phrase in chat, and your name will go on the list. Your name will go on the list. Jorge says it's currently 41F where you are. It's a nice evening. Where you are, Jorge, for those who don't know, Jorge is pretty darn close to Tierra del Fuego, which is as far away as you can get from me and still be in the Western Hemisphere, I think. So yeah, he is basically, his latitude is the equivalent of northern Canada. He is closer to the Mountains of Madness than he is to the Delver of Dungeons. So I'm guessing 41F is probably toasty down where you're at. Where it is, where I am. So this sweater is not just for looks. I'm not actually like broiling in this outfit. I'm actually quite comfortable. We've had nights in the 40s here in Florida. It's been pretty chilly. And I've told this story before, and I want to tell it again because I think it's kind of funny. Yeah, it's a 2-hour flight to Antarctica. Like Atlanta's a 2-hour flight from me. You know. But anyway, I've told this story before, and I'm going to tell it again. So in 2023, when many of you folks conspired to and successfully did send me and Mrs. the Dungeon Delver to Wisconsin for GaryCon, now, when we arrived there, it was cold. It was cold in southern Wisconsin in late March of 2023, and that's fine. But we got there, and I was I remember we stopped because we were there from like Tuesday to Monday. Or was it Wednesday to Monday? I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday to Monday. So basically the hotel was our home, and, you know, so we stopped and got groceries and everything. But we got out of the car and it was like 43, 44, you know. I had my leather bomber jacket unzipped, and I was like, yeah, you know, this is cold. This is like Florida night cold. I get it. It's going to be in the 20s tonight or 30s tonight or whatever. And it was. But by that Friday, I think it was Friday, I feel pretty confident that it was Friday. Or it might have been Saturday. Anyway, one night that weekend, or it may have even been Thursday. One night that weekend, there's, you know, we're watching the news, and by this point it's like 50, okay? It's 50. I wasn't longing for shorts or anything like that, but I was like, yeah, this ain't no big thing. And they're talking about snow. Oh, you know, well, we've got some snow coming in from the plain states and yada yada. And I was like, I in Florida, I'm used to weathermen saying XYZ is going to happen, and then it peters out. It petered out in the Gulf. It petered out just north of us in Georgia. You know, it petered out as it was coming up out of the Antilles, whatever. So they're talking about when this, they're like, you know, by 6 a.m. So I woke up. Now, I sleep pretty soundly wherever I sleep. Guess what I was doing until about 15 minutes before showtime? Sitting in my office chair snoozing. So I woke up about 5:30, and I look out in the parking lot. And there's like a dusting that's like blown into like the curb and everything like that. But I was like, snow. So get up, walk around, have some water, whatever, lay down, go back to bed. I woke up for good at 6 o'clock. There's a foot of snow on the ground. What the hell, Wisconsin? 50 degrees the day before, a foot of snow on the ground then. If people wonder why I live in Florida, that's one of the reasons. I can't sit with that. It was pretty, it was neat, but no, baby, uh-uh. That is not, that camera on tripod is not my bottle of water. So yeah, I was very surprised by the foot of snow on the ground. And we got an Uber from that point forward. We are like, we're not terrorizing and jeopardizing the good people of Wisconsin like this, driving in conditions that we have no business or right driving in. Fortunately, by the time we left Monday morning, we were good to go. It was sunny and warm, by which I mean 38, 39, and we made it out of town alive. Although we we almost didn't. We stopped and I got some photos at the Gary brick. If you've been to Lake Geneva, you know what I'm talking about. I've shared pictures of it before. We stopped and got pictures at the Gary brick, had our dice blessed there. Saw William Smith while we were up there, which is such a funny and weird coincidence because, of course, rental cars come from all over, right? So right as we're pulling up to park, we see another car pulls up on the other side of the street from us at this little lakeshore area. And I was like, oh, look, on a Florida license plate. And we kind of laughed. We're like, yeah, home is calling us. So who gets out but William Smith, buddy of mine. Anyway, so, we go and we got our photos and everything. Well, I had like by hand removed cakes of snow from the car when we were leaving the hotel so we could see. And that was a lot of fun because it was, like this, packed on the car. So I got the car cleaned off. Didn't really think to tend to the top of the car. So we pull out of our little parking spot there. There's a stop sign. If you've been to Lake Geneva, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's the little circle, the fountain, the building by the lake, then the lake itself, and then there's the side street goes up by Popeyes, and then you got the left and you take the right on Main. Anyway, we stop at that stop sign and we hear stunk and everything goes black in the car. The snow that was packed up on top of the car that had started to melt because we were running the heater slides forward down the windshield in a solid chunk, just shoot thunk. And we can't see, so scared the hell out of us. But we had a good laugh. We had a good laugh. So I got out, grabbed a couple of the office party birthday cakes, sized pieces of that, carefully set them on the easement and we drove on. But we were not going to drive in Lake Geneva in snow like that. But anyway, Rob, we were not going to do that. So anyway, Robert Phillips, I would like to think that the Frost Giant's daughter, was flirting with me all weekend. And that's just how I roll. And if you're out there, Frost Giant's daughter, my email address is going across the bottom. I'll be very discreet. Anyway, so I have the office decorated for Christmas. I've got some lights, some garland, some Christmas ornaments there. No stockings hung by the chimney with care, but here it is. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell because you're seeing the lights. Can you tell what these are that are here? That I have hung along my my command console. I'm Conan sized. O'Brien or the Barbarian? Sabo. I'm not a gnome, Sabo. That's right. Wheeling Dragon got it. Got some dice lights. I don't. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if this will show up on. There you go. Yeah, you can see it. There's a purple D8 over here. That's a light up D10. There's another D10 down here at the end, which due to balance considerations, I got to kind of have hanging over there. But I've got D10, D4, a D6, another D4, the D8, and a couple more D10s. No D20s, but you do what you can. The Dungeon Daughter got me these, and I absolutely love them. So there we go. Gampon Knight, I see you over there. Hello, 13-hour day and more to come. Good luck to whoever wins, but I have a 0200 wake up. So good night, Gampon Knight. Thank you for stopping in. Wheeling Dragon, I will ask. I'm actually thinking about making some. Clear resin plus an inexpensive string of Christmas lights. Now I don't know about the color changing there, or the light patterns. Everyone asking about the light up. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you is, because Dungeon Daughter sent me the link. She wasn't sure if they would get here by Christmas. She was desperate that they get here by Christmas last year. And they did. I can't remember if I had ever had these put up, or if you guys could really tell what they were. But what I will do is I will attempt to relocate that information, or maybe she knows. But I can tell you for a real, this string, minus the one that you guys can't really see that's back here, the blue D10, is actually kind of short. And for what she spent, I feel like monetarily it wasn't a great value. But I love the fact that like if you were going to say, I'm going to get strings of those and do my whole tree, it would, depending on the size of your tree, it might be in excess of like 75 or $100. I was thinking the same thing. But if you have access to a resin 3D printer, I would surmise that these would be frighteningly easy to make. But I will get, for everyone who wants these, I will get you the information. So yes, I quite like them. The variety of dice, like I said, I'd like there to be a representation of one of each. Like, to me, the ultimate string of dice lights would be a D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, a D12, and a D20, and then repeat that. Like a string that's got those 5 dice. No, you don't need a hundreds 10 and a tens 10. So like a total of 10. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do it. You could do it with a drill, and just a set of LED bulbs. Speaking of dice, so this is something I have been champing at the bit, wanting to do the Christmas dice advent calendar with you guys, for you guys. It is sitting in a facility in Lake Mary, Florida, which, to be 100% honest, it's literally the next suburb over from me. So I'm over here like, really? Y'all couldn't bring that today? So it's supposed to be here by tomorrow night. no later than 9 o'clock. I thought it was supposed to be here this afternoon. They originally told my wife who bought the set it will be there no later than the 3rd. I thought, okay, a couple of days, that's not too bad. We can catch up the first 2 days and then do the 3rd. At this rate, it's going to be 4 days late. Honestly, if they drag their feet anymore, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm hoping it gets here on time. So I want to do that with you guys. I don't want to be like, oh well, it's the 19th. I guess we'll do. If it ended up being that late, I would probably just set it aside. We would ignore any year printed on the box and just do it next year. But anyhow, with all that said, we are coming up on the bottom of the hour. Now, here is the deal. Here is the deal. Lord Misfit, you guess you're an idiot? I don't think you are. Anyway, so at the bottom of the hour, you can get your keyboards ready. Man, there is something really going on with my streaming over on Twitter Space. I'm gonna do a refresh on my browser over there. So if you're watching me over on Twitter, I apologize if it's been hitching and delaying for you. So here's what we're going to do. Folks over on Twitter, if you are watching me steady on Twitter, I very much want you to participate in this if you want to participate in this. Tonight, I'm giving a gift away. It is a small gift. It is an expense. It is an inexpensive gift. Tonight's gift, I will tell you, is not role-playing game related. Not all of them will be. But it is kind of a neat gift. It is a little vintage, little retro. But that's all I'm going to say. So here's what I would like you to do. We are at 28 minutes and 32 seconds here. I am going to give you all a phrase. Again, whether you're over on Twitter or whether you're watching over here on YouTube, I am going to give you a phrase. I'm going to say it. I'm not going to type it on the screen. Actually, I am going to type it on the screen, and I'm going to leave it up there after I say it, once I type it on the screen. What I want you to do, if you want your name in the hat for tonight's gift, I want you to type it in chat. Type it in all caps. Once. Please don't do it. Please don't do it more than once. I will do a roll call a few minutes before, and I will make sure that I have everyone's name. So here we go. Here's what I want you to type. I want you to type gift 2024. You don't have to put a space, or you can put a space. I want you to type gift 2024 in the chat if you want to be entered in tonight's random drawing. All right, so here we go. I'm not going to be talking to you guys a lot, so here we go. I see a lot of them popping in. Wow, you guys are eager. All right, so I'm scrolling up. So I'm getting your names now. Look at it go. And I've got it scrolled up. I have the chat paused. So let's see. I am getting your names entered right now. I see RPG Grandma swerved off the side of the road. Um, let's see. To type that in. Okay, here we go. Michael Connor, I already got you. Jack Neller. Peyton, if you want to enter, please type the code in. Please type the code in. Okay. And this is probably what we will use from here on out for every for every live stream. I like that. Gift 2024. Okay. All right. As of right now, these are the names I have. If you want to be entered and you did not hear your name called, if I skipped you, don't say, hey, you skipped me. Type your name again. Wait until I say that I'm done. All right, here we go. Ricky Maru, Michael Dale, Meteor Key Press, Wheeling Dragon, Miss Bella Games, Zach Melvin, Damien X247, Pauper Knight, Kanek, Daniel Rowan, Orbital Air, Finn Fish, Starblazer, Graph Paper Architect, Robert Rabovsky Turner, Jorge Uribe, Michael Connor, Joe Kaufman, Lord Misfit, RPG Grandma, Jack Neller. I am done. Those are all the names that I have. Those are all the names that I have. That's quite all right, Michael. Thank you. I have 21. I have a total of 21 names. So that is what I've got. It's on the screen there. It's on the screen, Peyton. It is Gift 2024. A Swedish fish that you can put in your ear and pretend it's a babble fish. Hey, if you do that and that thing melts into your ear, don't blame me. Don't say, yeah, I want in. Type in that code. So I want there to be no confusion whatsoever. Gary Boves wants in. All right, Dungeoneer. Let's see. So we got 22, Gary 23, Okay, I'm up to 23 of you folks now. 23. Space or no space does not matter. All caps, please. I won't disqualify you if it's not all caps. All caps is literally so it just catches my eye. Okay, Dungeoneer. You know what? Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. What I'll do is you could have told me over on Twitter. It's fine if you tell me, guys. If you're over on Twitter, don't panic. Yeah, okay. I see your little PFP there. So at the time of drawing, which we are not at yet, at the time of drawing, you guys see my email going across the bottom of the screen. And I will remind you of this at the appropriate time. Do not worry. What you're going to do is you're going to email, you're going to email me your contact info so I can send this to you. Don't type it in the chat. If you follow me over on Twitter and you want to DM it to me over there, that's fine. But don't dox yourself. Savo says, if there's 23 entries, why are there not at least 23 likes on this video? Huh. That's strange. Yeah. I've never liked doing stuff on mobile. I go and I see like my youngest daughter is drawing these lovely pieces of art, which I have shared some with you guys on social media. And I'm like, how are you working on a phone screen? You have a digital art tablet. You have an actual Android tablet. You have a PC that the digital art tablet plugs into. And she's just sketching away on her phone. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. So as of right now, once again, going through the list, these are the people who have entered. We have Ricky Maru, Michael Dale, Meteor Key Press, Wheeling Dragon, Ms. Bella Games, Zach Melvin, Damien X247, Popper Knight, Kanik, Daniel Rowan, Orbital Air, Finfish, Starblazer, Graph Paper Architect, Robert Rabovsky Turner, Jorge Uribe, Michael Connor, Joe Kaufman, Lord Misfit, RPG Grandma, Jack Neller, Gary Bowes, and Dungeoneer, who is Peyton from Twitter. So, you are not too late. Sketchosaurus, if you want in, type gift 2024 into the live chat and I will put you in the prize drawing. I will put it right over there. The drawing is for a gift. It is a surprise. If you win, whoever you are, whoever is hearing this, if you win and you want to know right now tonight what you've won, I will show it on camera. We will activate the prize cam and I will show it to you right on camera. William Owens. Okay, Sketchosaurus Rex. William Owens. So let's see. Let me go up here a little bit. I know who you are. I'm putting them as they are on the screen. All right, so 24 is 25. Who is 25? William Owens. 25. All right, getting some more people in here. Bob Jester, 26. Yeah, hey, Dungeon Minister sneaking in here. Good to see you, Padre. Welcome to the show. 1/3 of the brains that is the mind behind the Nerd Council of Doom, by the way, I should point out. Dungeon Minister, do you want in on this contest action? Do you have to move to Orlando? So Boone Flyer, let's see. Maybe an eighth of it. All right, so far, let's see. We are coming up on the quarter hour. I have Ricky Maroon, Michael Dale, Meteor Key Press, Wheeling Dragon, Miss Bella Games, Zach Melvin, Damien X247, Pauper Knight, Canik, Daniel Rowan, Orbital Air, Thin Fish, Starblazer, Graph Paper Architect, Robert Rabovsky Turner, Jorge Uribe, Michael Connor, Joe Kaufman, Lord Misfit, RPG Grandma, Jack Neller, Gary Boves, Dungeoneer / Peyton from Twitter, Sketchosaurus Rex, William Owens, Bob Jester, Boone Flyer. Yeah, it would take a bit of cash. It's bad. I got to be honest with you, Daniel Rowan. It's bad. I mean, if you're up in this neck of the woods, Michael, because I know you're kind of, I mean, I don't want to fall into that trap that like, and this seems to come particularly from people from out of the United States, and I'm sure it happens to you folks wherever you are at in the United States. You have folks come over from Europe, and or you're talking to somebody, you meet somebody from Europe, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm from Florida. Oh, I have a friend named John in Florida. Perhaps you've met him." Well, let me think about that. Let me see if I can narrow that down. But are you proximate to the Central Florida area, Daniel? Not Daniel. Michael. Sorry, Largo. Oh, okay, you're a good stretch of the legs down there. I'm from Canada and they think I'm slow, eh? Hey, Dungeon Minister, we don't talk about politics on this show, but I thought this was hilarious. How does America's hat feel about becoming America's 51st state? Look, no, please, guys, no political dog piles in the audience. I just thought it was funny and I just had to gig the Padre about it a little bit. And gas might be cheaper. All right. There was a bit in one of the well, it wasn't in one of the Fallout games. It's part of the Fallout lore, basically. America does just that. Yeah, we want your timber, and what's left of the world's global oil reserve happens to be in Canada, so we're annexing you. Yeah, I think people tend to not know that much deep lore about exactly how deeply screwed up the world in Fallout was, even before the bombs. Praxis Taliogaro wants a shot. All right. So we are now up to 28. All right. We are now up to 28. Quebec can be sold to those smelly French cheese-eating surrender monkeys. Almost a D30. I don't know that our on-screen roller has a D30. And don't say, oh, roll a D20 and a D10. Because that means, like, the person who's, like, in first place will not get a shot. Because it'll be a minimum of 2. Wasteland on the C64. Boy, that was where it was at. Although Wasteland on the C64 was the initial strikes happened in the 1980s, like in our 1980s. It was people like, oh, Fallout's a sequel to Wasteland. It's a spiritual sequel to Wasteland, but there are actually three official named Wasteland games. There's a fourth unofficial called, I think it's Fountain of Dreams, that was set in a Florida that was separated from the United States due to tectonic upheaval caused by the nuclear strikes. So basically, you're on an island that you can't leave. But as I understand, it was not very well regarded, like to the point that the Fallout creators disowned it. Uh, Wasteland creators disowned it. Bob Jester has a D28. I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's two things you can do with Fallout. You just never mind. I'm just here for the power armor and the mutants and the ray guns, or mentally just every time somebody says 2277 and the bomb supposedly fell in 2077, you just go, yeah, it's 2100. Because like, I'm sorry, I have a hammer and nails. I'm pretty sure I could cover up a hole big enough for uh, a death claw to just casually walk through in my house in the space of just a few years. So, yeah, yeah, you just basically you have to ignore it. You have to ignore it, guys. We are coming up on the top of the hour. Um, I'm gonna say at 10 minutes till. No, I don't own any of the collectible books, Boonflyer. I do not. Or rather, the Judges Guild collectibles. I have their D&D collectible, some of their D&D collectibles. I had a fuller set of these, but I sold a bunch of them actually because I needed money for Christmas last year. Um, I have Temple of Elemental Evil, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, and Into the Borderlands, which is Into the Unknown or In Search of the Unknown, and Keep on the Borderlands concatenated into a single volume. And I wouldn't have this one if I hadn't been given it by a friend. But just like a light switch, they just canceled on all of that. And the first two Fallout Society was, yeah, I mean, there's like 200 years, I'm sorry, 200 years pass and you come out of the vaults in Fallout 3 and 4, you should basically be stepping out into Blade Runner, not Mad Max, not there's a radioactive crater 5 feet in front of me, not we're too stupid to not live in a shed that's made out of 3 pieces of tin and rotting wood for the fourth wall. I'm sorry. Just no. All right, here we are. We are we're going to hide current comments. This is what I have. This is the last call for participants. Ricky Maru, Michael Dale, Meteor Key Press, Wheeling Dragon, Ms. Bella Games, Zach Melvin, Damien X247, Pauper Knight, Canik, Daniel Rowan, Orbital Air, Finfish, Starblazer, Graph Paper Architect, Robert Rybovsky Turner, Jorge Uribe, Michael Connor, Joe Kaufman, Lord Misfit, RPG Grandma, Jack Neller, Gary Boves, Dungeoneer, Peyton from Twitter, Sketchosaurus Rex, William Owens, Bob Jester, Boone Flyer, Praxis Taliagoro. That's what I have. This is your last chance. I'll wait till my clock ticks to 55 minutes. If you didn't hear your name called and you want in, type gift 2024 in the live chat. All caps, so I'll catch it, please. But this is it. I'm going to open up Discord here because I don't have a D28. Let's open up Discord and I will share a screenshot. After I roll this, if you didn't hear your name, this is completely above board. And I'm going to leave it to the winner as to whether or not you want it as a secret surprise or you want to know what it is tonight. Fallout 3 was released. Fallout was released 30 years ago. You may commence to crumbling. Here we go. Minute and change. What book from Appendix N is my favorite? The Lord of the Rings. However, for AD&D, the books that inspire me the most are probably the works of Fritz Leiber, the Fafhrd and Grey Mouser books. But they are also tied with Three Hearts and Three Lions by Poul Anderson. But my favorite book from Appendix N is The Lord of the Rings. If you can't see the invisible horse, you need to take the red pill. That's right. A blue October play. Oh, and I also should point out, this is nothing 3D printed. I'm not sending you guys 3D prints of crap that I knocked out in toxic resin. What'd you think, Finn Fish? I thought it was a damn fine book. It is basically AD&D. I mean, it's hard for me to say, there was a thing going in the mid-late 2000s, like where if you haven't read all of Appendix N and incorporated it all in AD&D, you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, that's BS. That is utter BS. I mean, I like Jack Vance as well. All right, folks, it is 55 minutes past the hour. Well, actually, it's a little later than that, but it's 55 minutes after we started. Folks, here we go. This is for all the bananas. Well, it's for one banana if you want to make the analogy that this is like bananas. Here we go. I am rolling 1d28 in the on-screen die roller. 1d28. All right. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share a screenshot of it. I know who has one, but I'm going to share a screenshot of it. Let's see if I can present. Share screen, window, share, bot. 18, 18, 18 is Joe Kaufman. Joe Kaufman has won our first holiday gift drawing. Joe Kaufman. Joe, would you like to know what you have won? Joe Kaufman. Let me know, Joe Kaufman, right now. Joe, let me know if you want me to put it on the screen. If I don't hear from you, Joe, I'm going to assume that it's okay for me to show it. Joe Kaufman, come on down. All right, Joe wants to see what he has won, and there's a little bit of a story to go behind this. Here we go. Joe Kaufman has won a mini Pac-Man arcade from Jack's Arcade. Nothing says 1980s old school style quite like a mini Pac-Man arcade machine. This runs on USB-C or AAA batteries. So there you go, Joe. Do you like it, sir? I hope you like it. I hope you like it, Joe. Joe has won a mini Pac-Man game, which you guys might note, I have a mini Pac-Man game. It's not on, not because it doesn't work, but because I just don't have it plugged in right now. Plus, it would be behind my head and you guys couldn't see it. You are quite welcome, Joe. Joe, I want you to reach out to me. My email address is scrolling along the bottom, and I want you to tell me, you give me your mailing address. I will do my best to get this to you by Christmas. Mailing being what it is and my budget being what it is, I can't guarantee it. It's certainly not going to be there overnighted. I'm sorry. That's quite okay, Robert. Bless you. But listen, if you didn't win, don't despair, okay? I have other cool gifts. This was sitting on the other gift, on the next drawing's gift. This was like propped up on it. I was like, I sure hope Joe wants to see this. So there you go, Joe. I will get this boxed up and sent off to you ASAP. Now, Joe, let me tell you something, brother. If you're feeling hacky, if you're handy with a soldering iron, this has all of the My Arcade Namco games in it. They just literally put resistors to make the given ROM that's in here work for the given game. So if you know what to do, you can add a selector switch, like an ABCDE selector switch. There's Galaga, Rally X, was it Galaga, Rally X, Dig Dug, and Pac-Man. So I can't advise you how to do it, but you can find guides online. But you will have to violate the heck out of this thing. The case will not be pretty when you're done. So there you go. Joe Kaufman, congratulations. Email me your mailing info, and I will get that packaged up and shipped out to you. Thank you all for being here tonight. Next week, I'm not going to tell you when. You're going to have to stay tuned. Next week, there will be another live stream. There will be another prize drawing and another chance for you to win. And the week after that, and the week after that. And hopefully, tomorrow, the good people of FedEx or UPS or whoever will get me my Dice Advent calendar, and I can start sharing that with you guys. But until then, everyone, I love you all. Happy holidays. Have an absolutely wonderful evening. And as you drive home, please do be careful and look out on those icy roads for the dreaded owl bears. Peace. Good night. God bless. Have you seen my owl bear?
Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow.